Hey guys, Aaron here with Catch Us Outside. We're going to do a quick little rundown on the controversy behind this device and whether it left me stranded in the Ozarks. Let's talk about it. All right, guys. So, of course, we're talking about the Motorola Defy provided in partnership with Bullitt. Bullitt is the company behind this device. They license Motorola to manufacture the device, and then shortly, I'm not sure the time frame on when the trouble started. I found this device around Christmas time, and then quickly found the controversy behind it, which is that they may or may not be around much longer. And so that certainly hindered sales to the point where they became in trouble as far as monetary wise, what they were going to do as a company. And that was up in the air until March of 2024. And so, you know, you start seeing in all the comment sections on these videos and in, all types of different Google searches, whether, it's going to be around, what's going on, even if you do have one, is it going to continue to work? And so there was huge question marks on whether you should even buy it, because is it going to leave you stranded? And so finally, the company Bullitt restructured, did away with the hardware part of it. And so they are essentially a software company at this point that is supporting the end-to-end user devices that communicate via satellite. So Bullitt, in April, it was finally announced. The website was kind of not doing anything. There were no updates to it. Either way, whether they were going to just stop operations completely, it sounded like in December or early January, they had fired pretty much everybody from the company. And so it was a giant question mark. And so finally in April, we start to see and hear things in a positive light for them. And it came out, like I said, that they had restructured and are now a software company. Good news for those that did purchase it already. There are two pretty outstanding companies, in my opinion, because of their actions on what took place during that questionable time period. So there were two companies during this time frame where everything was up in the air as to whether the company was going to go under, and then the questions begin. What's going to happen with my device? Is it going to continue to work? And so in that interim period, there were two companies that were, third-party companies that kind of support this device that, from everything I hear, just made it work still anyway. So Skylo is the third party that sends the messaging, and then Focus Point is the SOS response provider that just decided that they were not going to leave anybody stranded and just kept the service literally going until Bullitt had figured out what was going on and did the restructure. So mad kudos to both of those companies for just doing the right thing. That's pretty awesome. All right, so let's talk about what's in the box real quick. You've got the device. That's an add-on. That's my little add-on, the carabiner that makes it attached to whatever I want to attach to. And then you've got a USB-C charger that comes in it. There's also a little booklet with 0.5 font or something that's not readable. But certainly you can find any of that online. Good news is you don't need any of that, because as soon as you get the app on either your Android or Apple device, it walks you through connecting very quickly. By the way, you cannot connect to this device through any other way than the app. So if you're trying to go into your settings and then Bluetooth and then connect and find it that way, that is where a lot of confusion is taking place. You cannot connect that way. You've got to go into the app, and then the app finds it for you. So keep that in mind. All right, and then let's talk about the device itself. All right, so on this side, we have got the power button. We've got a check-in button, and then we've got the cover for the USB-C. And then on the other side, we've got the SOS button. There's no cover over that. It is a long press and hold if you are going to set that off. There is vibration and a beep if you push and hold any of them, or if you turn it on. So it will let you know. And then there's some indicators on the front here for power, for your check-in, and then whether you're connected to the satellite. That'll blink red if it's not connected every 5 seconds or so. And then if it is connected, about every 30 to 45 seconds, it seemed like it will flash green. The other cool thing is that you can see all of that in the app, the battery status, whether you're connected to the satellite, whether you're connected via Bluetooth from the phone to the device or not, and then obviously, all of your messaging with your different contacts. So I will say it does require a little bit of setup for the SOS feature as far as your kind of emergency contact. So make sure you set all of that up beforehand. When I received it, I got all of that set up so you can purchase the plan and everything through the app. I bought it at the right time. I guess it was still just when that question mark period was ending, and this particular one came with a year subscription. I believe it was $100. I saw it online for $99 or so, but you will need to buy the year subscription. There's different options we can talk about in just a little bit. But you essentially open up the app and then turn this guy on, and then it looks for it via Bluetooth, and then tells you whether it is connected to the satellite or not. You do need a south-facing open area, at least to start. That seemed to be important to get it initially connected. And then while I was on the move, it did really well. Never saw it flash red or anything like that the entire time that I had noticed. We went through, we were low in the valleys. We were, under a tree canopy a lot. We were up on top of the mountains as well, and it seemed to be connected well the entire time. I never had an instance where I could not get a message out to, my wife to let her know I was in camp, or whether it was just a check-in or anything like that. I never once had a communication issue where it did not go through. All right, so for the plans, I got them. We're just on the Bullitt website, bullitt.com. So they've got an SOS assist. There's no messaging involved with that. It looks like it's $4.99 a month. That's pretty cool if you don't need the messaging feature. The everyday plan is $9.99 a month. That is up to 80 messages per month, and then includes SOS. The premium is $29.99 per month and includes 300 messages per month and the SOS. Or if you're looking for something that is just on a yearly thing and you don't need a lot of that, then you can do the yearly, which is $60, and it's up to 250 messages per year. Cool thing about Bullitt is they are counting a message as a send and receive. So up to, and I believe it's up to 160 characters or so. Anything over that, then it's going to count as a second message. It actually separates it out in the app, so it is, a different message. But the cool thing about Bullitt is they're allowing that. So you're sending a message, hey, checking in for the evening, how's everything at the house? Everything's good here at camp. I'm all set up and safe. Whatever that response is also included as one message, not one there and one back, like most every other carrier that is in this space as far as satellite communicators. So that is really cool. So when you get the device, you want to get the app first. You want to create an account, and then you can, once you get the device, actually, I think you can do it before you get the device. It's not necessarily, doesn't matter if you have it yet, but I wanted to make sure I was ready to go because I was leaving fairly quickly. So you'll want to choose the plan that you're going to get, and then it's all just done right through that app. So you can manage all of that. You can set up your SOS contact. You want to add your contacts and all that kind of stuff before, because it needs data to do that. Don't wait till you're out without service or data to do that, because you're gonna end up stranding yourself. And then I tested it as well, obviously to make sure it could actually connect to a satellite, and we could communicate back and forth. You'll also want to make sure that you have whoever it is you're going to be communicating with get the app as well. So they have to have the Bullet app to communicate with you. It's like I said, it's a messaging app. It is secure end to end. It's also secure from the device to the satellite. That's something that they pride themselves on, is security from here to there, and then end user to end user, and it's bank level encryption is what they're saying. Not sure if that's necessary, but it's pretty cool that it's there anyway. And so make sure you set up the device before venturing out, because otherwise you will end up with some issues. And then let's talk about the SOS feature. In the SOS, when you're signing up for your plan, it's also going to ask you if you want to add the premium SOS feature. This gives you, let's see here. Oh, there's hiking guy there. Quick note on that. Go check out his video. I'll try and put a link right here. Otherwise, it'll be down in the notes. But go check out his video if you're concerned about where it's connecting, whether it will connect, how it'll work, and all that. Go check out his video. He did a across the board connection and communication for all of them in the same place at the same time under the same conditions. I don't have the resources to do that, so just go check his video out. He did a great job with it. All of them did well, I believe, except for one older device didn't do very well. This held its own along with the other devices, that are 3 and 4 times as much as this device. But I love the fact also that the monthly subscription is minimal as well. At this price point, I do not think you can beat it. There are arguments back and forth, on the whole, well, you still need your phone, and no, you don't. Actually, you can hold that SOS. And yes, if you have your phone connected and working at that moment, then it will ask you about your SOS needs, whether you're helping somebody or you're injured yourself or lost yourself. It'll ask you all those questions so that your response team will come prepared for whatever the situation is. But if it doesn't have that, it is going to respond anyway and give them the location and let them know that you are setting off an SOS beacon. So keep that in mind. On the Garmin ones, everybody keeps arguing, well, you need your phone. But here's the thing. Everybody that I've heard from that has the Garmin, you can't message from that either. Even if it does have a screen, you do need your phone to do that, because it takes 375 hours to do one little message of, hey, I made it to camp, So I will say the one thing that this doesn't have that could be helpful, especially long-term, if you're on, trail for a week or so, or you're just unsure of the weather at any given time. The more expensive ones have the ability to download weather. And so that could be very helpful. This does not have that feature. They do have, in February, they released a beta to some users to try the tracking. So you could pull up a website and then you'd have tracking for, the people at home watching you, or, that are keeping an eye on your safety. They had the ability to pull that up and do that. that has not been released as far as I know quite yet. So they are certainly working on features again as well, it seems like. So that's good news. Let's talk about the SOS thing for a minute. I think I started alluding to it and then got sidetracked. So Overwatch Rescue, this is the premium SOS feature. And you're going to want to go ahead and read about it. They've got the benefits listed and all that kind of thing on there. They do let you know right away it is not insurance in any way, but it could be very helpful in the resources available for your recovery should you have the SOS premium service. I think it was an extra $30 a year, and you can see all the benefits on the website. I'm not going to go through that list here because it's pretty cool. Check out the website. If you go to bullet.com and then up at the top, there's an SOS tab, and then it talks you through focal points, how many rescues they've done and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty neat info and good to know before you head out on the trail. Let's talk finally about how we were able to use it. So daily, you could, check in at any given time by just holding this middle button. Like I said, you get a vibration and a beep. You hold it for 2 or 3 seconds, and then it vibrates and beeps and lets you know that that went out. It gives you a little light that also tells you that it went out. If you have the app open, or the next time you open the app, you don't even have to have the app open. But when you do open it, it does show you that you sent a check-in with your coordinates from there. The other cool thing about Bullet is that they are not charging you for that check-in either. That does not count as a message. And the only caveat to that is if you get a response to that, then it would count as using one message. So just keep that in mind. If the person that you're checking in with responds to that, then go ahead and respond back because, it's going to give you essentially the response as one message. All right, so let's talk through it. All right, guys, so I've got it sitting out right outside my window here. So I'm connected via Bluetooth. You can see that right at the top. And then right below it, you can see that is establishing a connection. And it takes about 30 to 45 seconds, depending, as long as you do have, it kind of gives you some direction. Unobstructed view of the southern sky. There we go. So you'll have those two. All I did was open the app. You don't, like I said, you don't go into your Bluetooth settings or anything like that to connect. Okay, and then here's the app. So you can see, if I hit the SOS button, it would bring up these, and it'd be asking for information on what the situation is. There's messaging. I'm going to show you a check-in from the app. And you'll see that's exactly what it looks like. So this is, you set who your check-ins are with, and then you can set a message. They have, pre-made messages, or you can do a custom message with your check-in. I check in with my wife, so I made it a little mushy. You'll notice there's a check mark right next to that when that's sent. And then you get a check mark when they receive it and see it as well. So you'll see all these double check marks next to all these messages. And she's out and about, so I'm not sure if she is going to answer me. All right, so now you can see there's the second check mark. That means she's seen it. And there you go. So that would charge me. Here's the cool thing. I don't think I mentioned yet. If you're on Wi-Fi, it's going to use Wi-Fi. If you have cell, then it's going to use cell, and then as a last resort, it's going to use satellite. So we could go into airplane mode, and then all I have, let's see. Let me turn Wi-Fi off. So if I don't have service, did you see that? It just switched send via satellite on, and then it turns the little send button into a rocket. So let's send this. And then it also does that little orange triangle in the corner. Satellite messages I've been very impressed. They're very quick. As you can see, that already went through. Already a check mark. Let's see how quickly she responds. I don't think you'll get a check mark back as quickly because it sends it all as one piece of information. So keep that in mind. As long as you see that first check mark, you know that it went through and it's waiting for that user to look at it. There we go. And then she just responded, working great. That came through via satellite as well. All I have on, no Wi-Fi on, airplane mode on, so no cellular. And on here, send via satellite only. You can see there's my Bluetooth connection. There's my satellite connection. And so it was very reliable for me at every time I needed it. Every time we needed to do a check-in, the check-ins went through. Every time I needed a message and didn't necessarily have service, it was reliable and worked every time I needed it to. So as far as the messaging side of it, excellent. As far as the quality for the actual device, it's aluminum. So very sturdy. It's sitting out in the rain right now. It's durable. Did well. Whenever you see it, me hiking, it's right there on my backpack outside. So it has that connection. And so overall, guys, I would say, yes, there were question marks early in the year. I think we are certainly past that. We're seeing the reliability in the usage. We're seeing the reliability in the support for it now. They're answering as far as contacting support if you do have an issue with the actual device or anything like that. I have not heard any issues. You can certainly check the FAQ if you have any questions about specific things that you're trying to figure out. I'd love to hear from you as well. If you have a question that I hadn't maybe answered, I kind of jumped around a little more than I wanted to, and so I hope I didn't miss anything. If I did, please just ask in the comments. I'm happy to answer or find you an answer if I don't necessarily know. Check out the hiking guy video on the connection and all that kind of thing. He goes through that as well. But overall, I'm going to give this a 5 Jeeps or whatever. Let's do it in that way. Certainly reliable. Certainly worked every time I needed it to. Never disconnected when I needed it. Quality product. The app works great. They're working on it. They're adding features. And so I think this is something that we can call reliable, and then we can begin to use as a safety product for when we're out on the trails, either hiking or in the Jeep or whatever adventure we're on. If we're off grid, we know we have the ability to call for help or just check in with family when we need to. So I'm going to call that a wrap, guys. Thanks again for watching. If you have any questions, please hit us up in the comments so I can answer. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Every little bit helps as we try to grow this channel. If you hadn't already subscribed, please do that as well. If you're interested in joining us and supporting us further, please check out the Patreon. We're grateful for you guys, and we will see you on the next one.